Hello everybody, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith 1106, our solve count. Can't remember where we were last time. Oh, we were making like actual kind of reasonable progress here at Loopy, weren't we? Okay, show me everything. That two I haven't done. It is. Range 1 to 3. Cannot be a point where exactly 3 borders meet. So, not that. That. Okay. Well then, are all of these going to have to be 4s? I think. Then that means this has to get out. That has to go up. That has to go down. Huh. Range 1 to 3. How? Okay. I can't do that though. How? How am I resolving that? Question mark? So that all have to be true, right? So the 3s have to be 3s. That can't exist. Oh, I'm dumb. I can have 1s. I was like, because it's a range, I can't have 1s. No, I can have 1s. So, that has to do that. That has to do that. That's a 1. That's that. That's that. That's that. That's going there. That's going there. That has to do that. Is this going to work out fine? We're so close. That can't exist. That can't exist. How do I resolve this at the end? Did I screw up somewhere? Yes. Right. Do it again. That has to go there. That has to go there. They can't be bigger than 3. They get those. That can't do that. So that has to get that. These corners definitely have to get the 4 ways. So, is all of that correct? Yes. Okay. What next? That can't exist, so you get that. That can't exist, so you get that. That can't exist, so you get that. So, this can't take this without that taking that. And if this takes this, that can't do that. So, that has to go that way, I believe. That can't do that around that corner, so that's got to take both of those. That's a 3. That's a 3. That's a 3. Okay. We got there. Just need to warm up the old brain. 7, 5, 6. 6. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 5. 5. There's a few more 4s around. Oh, but it's with Gemini deltas at the same time, which my brain does not love the idea of. How bad does this look? Pretty bad. We need 4 more for gold. 4 more. Okay. This I can probably figure out, right? So that all must be true. We can have a single one like that at the top. Doesn't necessarily mean it will be like that, but we can have it. This cannot point left. That's not true. Because that could do that, right? But that can't do that. That can't do that. Right, let's try and find some logic along the way instead of just the way I'm vaguely guessing right now. If these do this, do they either have to alternate so that we don't end up with dead ends? But if we do that way, this can't resolve. So what if we do it the other way? Can this resolve? That can't do that. So that becomes a problem. Let me just think about this guy for a second, because if this guy does this, that can't go there, but that can't go there. So this guy can't go that way. That's to assume then could go that way, right? But not for this. So I think that's no good. This is obviously no good. So does it have to be that? I can't have these three come together like this. I wish I could have a better mind's eye for Loopy. I really do. Well, once again, this all must be true. That can't be true. That can't be true. Feels like this must be true. I can't do that. have no idea. My brain can't picture it, and it's so frustrating. And I've scratched my beard and only made it more itchy, which is really annoying me right now. This goes this way. This does this. Hypothetically, it can do that, right? That goes to a 4-way. That can't do that or that. So I can't resolve that way. Why can't my brain see where this resolves? This all must be true. If it's either got to be this or this. That means that if this is true, that has to come out. That has to have that because that can't happen. Which means that has to be true. That can't be resolved like that. Huh. I guess that works. This being the extra wide lobe in was what I was kind of missing there, I guess. Alright, well, 3 more. Loopy polyominoes. Okay, well, that's true for a start. If that's true, how do I put this in without making an edge, right? That's what my brain immediately has issues with. Because, like, no matter what I guess I can do that, right? Except not that. That? No. Oh, brain, what's going on today? So that just can't exist that way. So those can never exist. How can I have this touching a border without ever making a T-piece? I guess by having the edge be encompassed by something, but then it just moves the T-piece over to here. And some of these already share corners. Does that mean I can do this as a piece of logic? That must exist like that. I don't think so. Because that makes a 3, which is no good to me. That makes 3s, absolutely. What about this guy? My brain just can't picture it at all. It's a bad day for my mental framework. If I do this, then this ends up being true. If I do this, then that ends up being true. If I do that, then I can kind of, again, encompass the edges, which is what was happening if I did this. That would need to be 4. I can't do that. Can't do that. What is happening to my brain? Okay, so that's out. That's out. I can't bring that into here and do that. Do I just need to build some way of getting all of them to touch at 4-way intersections? Well, that doesn't include the actual piece, which is a problem. That's not a 4-way intersection. Oh, my brain. All right, here's something else we can think about. This guy here can only either be this, this, or this. Can't be that one, because this exists, right? It's that one. That can exist. That's a 4-way crossing. That can't exist. That can't exist. This can't exist because it leaves no way for that to exist. Why can't my brain put this together? I'm so sorry, dear viewer, that my brain is completely shut down. That can't happen because I can't leave that shape. So it feels like all the shapes that I make have to touch on four-way corners. Is that right? But how would... Can't do that. Can't do that. This doesn't work, does it? Why can't I see it? What other logic could I be missing? Right. That can't do that. I mean, it can. But that can't happen. That can't happen. That can't happen. That can't happen because nothing... it can touch the edge if I can encompass the edge. I am so... I thought this was going to be simple. I'm so befuddled right now. So the outside edge is green. All the shapes are red. Let me just do some counting here real fast. The negative space is 35. It is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 21, 22, 23 is the shapes. If I revisit this notion... That would have to do that, that would have to do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Is this not correct then, if I can't place this anywhere? Is this four-way cross not correct? And if it's not, how else can I put these two together without breaking the rules otherwise? This seems like the only way to do that. But then I lose out on placing that guy. Oh? Maybe this? Oh, but I can't do that. So that would have to be true. But that can't do that. I can't do that. Here's a fresh and exciting thought. When I make the 4x4, all the edges of the 4x4 have to be in pairs, right? Oh god, okay. We have we have A, we have B, or we have C. Those are the three places that this square can exist, right? When we place the square, thereafter, every edge of the square can't have an interruption. So, because I can't make this line ever exist after we've put the square down. With A, this can't exist, this shape. There's just no way to resolve this. So, I don't think it's A. With B, again, this can't be resolved. No, it can. It can be resolved. Except then, is that the only way to resolve it? Because if it is, I then believe we can't resolve the T-shape. Because we can't touch the edge with the T-shape. If we put the edge back in, the T can't resolve. So, for the first time today, I think I feel confident about something in this puzzle, which is that this has to go here. I think. Now, can I finish that out with what we have? No, because how does this go? It can't. What? With this, I can't resolve this L piece. With A, I can't resolve this Z piece. So does it have to be B? Can't do that. How else can I resolve this then? certainly feels like I can't. But also, this feels like it's almost getting somewhere. All right. Tell me, game, is this correct? Okay, that is where B goes. Or that is where the square goes. And then does that mean this has to be true? Yes, okay. So this piece cannot join up to... I can't do that. I can't do that. How do I resolve this? If this is true, how would I resolve this? By doing that, I guess. I can't do that. I think this has to be true. Yeah, okay. Can't do that. Can do this. Can't do that. Can do that. How? Oh. No. How do I resolve you? Is this all correct? Yeah, how the hell do I resolve you? It can't be this. So that has to exist. It can't be that. What the hell do I do to resolve you? There can't be many ways the shape can go, other than this. But I can't do that. I can do that. There's just a 1 on the end here. Ugh. It's the Why is this here? Like, I was getting so close with so many ideas eventually, but this was just rude, man. Just rude. Well, 2 more to go. Join me next time. For now, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.